guys, I hope you're all doing well. As you can see from the title, today's video is going to be my autumn wardrobe staples. So sharing with you all of the things more kind of focused towards early autumn. I'm going to be wearing a lot in the next couple of months and kind of seeing me into the autumn season really nicely. There's that little weird crossover period between summer to autumn where it's like mid to late August through to like mid to end of October. That's like a really good chunk of time where it's kind of still a little bit transitional. It still can be a little bit warm. Like last year I was definitely still wearing skirts until November. Like it stayed warm for so long. So I really wanted to capture that into a little capsule and share with you the pieces that I'm going to be wearing a lot of in the next couple of months. And there probably will be the odd jacket and stuff incorporated in, but this is for the most part what I'm going to be wearing like right now. So without further ado, we're going to jump in. I do have 4 pairs of shoes that I wanted to share with you, so I thought I would start with those because they are such a vital part of an autumn wardrobe and honestly one of my favourite parts of the changing season. I love shoes and I'm not gonna lie, as much as I love the summer, I am ready to retire the sandals and to get out some slightly more covered footwear, shall we say. But that's not saying I'm completely covering up and getting chunky boots just yet. So the first 2 pairs of shoes are from a company called Vivaia, which is a sustainable shoe company that has the most beautiful footwear that is so classic, so timeless, and also some of it is actually waterproof to the point where you could literally put your shoe in water and it will be fine. And like it's also stain proof as well, which is perfect. Just what we need for a British autumn, because we all know we get a lot of rain, a lot of dirty muddy puddles, and we need to know that our shoes aren't going to look dirty really quickly. And this is what they look like. So I've got 2 different pairs in this video, but this is the first pair, which is like a pointed ballet pump style in this really gorgeous fabric that I'm completely in love with. Matilda Jerth brought back the ballet flats and I'm kind of here for it. I didn't know how I'd feel because my style can be quite far removed from that, but I do think there's a really beautiful way to incorporate a shoe like this into a pretty like minimal casual wardrobe like I've got. So I think these are going to be a really good staple, and I think with skirts or with tailored trousers they're going to look amazing, especially when you kind of like dress it down a little bit. So like a nice cropped tee with some tailored trousers and these would be really cute. And again, these are waterproof and also stain proof. The stain proof I don't think matters as much on the black, but the fact they're waterproof is amazing. It means that I could wear these on a rainy day and my feet won't get soaked. And then the other pair that I have from them are slightly similar. So the fabric's really similar underneath and they're just these little bow mules, which I thought were really lovely for the season because mules are a really good transitional shoe. So these styled with like some jeans and a t-shirt and a blazer would be so perfect and just honestly so in keeping with my style. I kind of like wearing things that are multi-seasonal, so jeans and a t-shirt but changing up the shoe and potential jacket choice just to give me a little bit more variation, and I think these will be perfect. I like the fact they've got an ever so slight little heel. I also like the bow on the front, and I think the fact they could be worn across every single season. Likewise with the ballet pumps, it's perfect because it means I'll get the maximum wear out of them and they're not kind of limited to like one time of the year in my wardrobe. And I forgot to mention, I'm going to be leaving all of the links down below as well, so you can check everything out as and when you need to, and I'll try and give you some like styling tips as well throughout. Then we've got my classic Doc Marten chunky boots, which I'm not going to lie, are just the best thing ever. They do take a while to break in, however you can buy double Doc socks which are on the Doc Marten website. I'll leave them down below, but they are great for breaking these in because they can be a little bit sore. I thank God have only had them hurt once and it was bad enough for me to keep wearing the Doc socks just to make sure it doesn't happen again, but these are great for styling with little dresses or something and just bringing that more chunky masculine vibe to an outfit for the season, and these are just my favourite. I love them so much. I do actually need to put some leather protect on because they're starting to crack a little bit, but they are just my favourite boots and I live in them. And then the final pair of shoes I've got is a lovely neutral trainer. They're very similar in colour to the mules I just showed you, but I think that having that neutral shoe is just so timeless and effortless and easy in an outfit, and they just work with everything. So I like having a mixture of shoes in the same colourways. So the mules and the ballet flats, for example, will be really great for those more dressy outfits when you want to look a little bit more put together, whereas the trainers just give that little bit of something different. Same with the boots. So like if I, for example, put these with a white dress, they'd look one way, but if I wore the mules, they'd look a different way, but it still keeps the same kind of colour palette. So these are just a classic and they get bought out time and time again, so I had to include them. And then moving on to my rail, as you can see, I've got quite a tonal palette going on here. So we've got the blacks, the whites and neutrals, and I've also incorporated a bit of light grey in there because grey is the colour I've really been leaning towards, and I wanted to really make sure that it got its moment this season. It did have a bit of a moment in summer, but I want to just keep that going because I really like grey and I think it's just a beautiful colour to keep in your wardrobe. Actually, let's start with the grey. I'm talking about it and I'm picking up a black, so we'll talk about the grey first. So these are some just lovely tailored trousers, because I think when it gets to the autumn months, there's nothing better than having a nice structured pair of trousers that you can pop on with a jumper, a t-shirt, whatever it might be, and just kind of bringing a little bit of a smart look to the outfit. So I picked these ones up and I just loved the colour. I think it's really flattering, and I think a light grey is a really nice way of keeping the lightness to a wardrobe, but also bringing in the autumnal shapes and textures. And then I have this open knit cardigan, because similarly to spring, I like having the open knits when it comes to autumn. I think they just work really well. It's a way of wearing something that's a little bit more chunky without having the heat. So where it's a bit more open, it's obviously not as warm and overwhelming as a jumper could be. So I had this on the other day with a black skirt and my docs, and it just looked so cool. So definitely an outfit I'm going to be bringing back out. Then I've included a white dress, because I feel like for me, a white dress is kind of year round. The only time I make an exception to that is the winter, because I think for me, winter is that time when it's so cold and you just have like a million scarves and jumpers and stuff on and you're freezing. So I like to keep these out as long as I possibly can, minus the winter. So if I was to wear this in early autumn, I'd pop on like trainers or boots or something, and if I was to wear this kind of later into the autumn, I'd put on a blazer and like maybe some knee highs or something, and it would just give it a little bit more edge, or even just, to be honest, chuck a jumper over the top. But I really do like having white dresses in my wardrobe. I think they're just very effortless, very easy, and they can be worn for so many different occasions. And then I did bring back an absolute essential that I've had for 2 years now, and I honestly don't know how I ever lasted without one, because they are such a classic, and it's my leather blazer, which is an oldie but goldie. I've had this, like I said, for 2 years. I love it so much, and I honestly don't think there's going to be an autumn winter that I go past without bringing this out, because it just works so well, and it gives a bit of leather to an outfit without having a really chunky leather jacket, which, don't get me wrong, I love my leather jacket, but the leather blazers have my heart too. And then a new addition to my wardrobe, which I've not got around to wearing yet, is some cargo trousers. So I picked these up the other day, and I have to admit, I just think they are perfect, and I really foresee me wearing these quite often. They're like a mid-rise cargo trouser in the stripe, and these are quite a cult classic. I feel like everyone and their wife owns these, but they're just a cool shape of trouser that is just different to wearing tailored trousers or jeans, shall we say. I really like them. I think they're a very cool style. It did take me a while to fall for this trend, but now it's coming in hot for autumn. I just think I need them in my life. Then moving on, we have this little plissé dress, because I think plissé had a moment in the summer and everyone was wearing it on holiday in like the two-piece sets and stuff, but this kind of style works really well for the autumn, because it's the same kind of fabrics, it's the plissé again, but this is actually a maxi dress with long sleeves. I'm envisioning this with like the ballet pumps and then like my hair tied up or something, and I think it would look really nice, but equally I could wear it with like chunky boots and a nice chunky jumper thrown over my shoulder, and it would equally look really cute. And I think long fitted maxi dresses are definitely going to have a moment this year. This one's a little bit different. I wanted to share with you a way to elevate basics while still keeping to like those classic white t-shirts. So we all know I love a good classic t-shirt as much as the next person, and this is a really good alternative to your like typical one, because it's obviously a t-shirt but it's got this really nice wraparound style, so it just gives a bit of something different, and I really like that because I like mixing in different things in my wardrobe. So like for example, the mules that I've showed you, I have mules, I've had mules for years and I really like them, but these are kind of a way to elevate a basic because they just have the little bow on the front and they look really effortless and just give a little bit of something else to an otherwise quite simple shoe. Then we have my Levi 501 jeans, which don't really need any introduction. These are just an absolute staple in my wardrobe. They're just an absolute essential, and these are the jet black ones because I think every wardrobe needs a jet black pair of jeans. These are mine and I honestly live in them. Like the 501s are just unbeatable when it comes to the shape and fit, and I just think everyone needs to own them. This is the only jumper I've chosen to include in this video because I didn't want to add too many jumpers when this is more of a transitional wardrobe staple. So this one's just a very cute rib number, cropped, because I think cropped is just a trend that everyone's keeping to at the moment, and I really like the fact that this wouldn't be too like boxy and overwhelming on a slightly warm day. Like at least it is a bit cropped. You could wear it over your shoulders. Like I said with the other pieces, like I would wear a little black t-shirt, a little black skirt, pop this over my shoulders and wear it with the mules or something, and it would look really cute, but obviously then you have got it to put on if needs be, because when it gets to this time of year, wearing something like this is great, but then when it gets a little bit hot, you want to be able to kind of style it out a different way too. Then again, with the elevated basics, I thought I would include this, which is a really great way to kickstart the roll necks but without having too much like chunk and warmth. So this is a great little alternative. It's just a little high neck vest, which I personally love styling throughout the year, and I think it works really well for giving you that roll neck style, ready for full autumn and winter. My blazer pick for this video is this camel one. I could have probably put about 6 or 7 blazers in, because you know me, I love a blazer. I think they are just an essential in a wardrobe, but I chose the camel one because camel and earthy tones come alive at this time of year, and I think they just work really well to team with black and create a nice blend rather than having like the really harsh contrast of black and white. I just personally love camel, and this oversized blazer is one of my favourites. It gets chucked on over absolutely everything, and blazers are a good alternative to a coat because they're not too warm, but they still give you a layer of something. Then I added a striped t-shirt because stripes are something that's always in fashion, and I think a long sleeve striped t-shirt is something everybody should own because they are just a classic, and they go with pretty much every bottom under the sun. Like, you could wear this with literally any type of trouser, and they just make every outfit look a little bit elevated. So for example, this with the trousers and then like the little ballet flats would be really, really cute. But equally I could wear this with like jeans or skirt or something and change up the footwear for a completely different look. And as I've mentioned so many times, I've got one of my absolute essentials, which is a cropped black t-shirt. This is just a little tight fitted one that I wear with absolutely everything. It gets brought out of the wardrobe multiple times a year, and it's just a good basic to have if you are someone who maybe doesn't want the more boxy fitted t-shirts. I don't mind bigger t-shirts, but I personally prefer like a cropped tighter number. I just think it gives a bit of dimension. Like if you're wearing really big trousers, it's nice to have like a fitted top half, just to keep the outfit looking in proportion. Then the second to last thing is this t-shirt dress. This is new in, as you can see the tag is still hanging inside, but I really wanted to get an oversized t-shirt dress this year. T-shirt dresses like this are great for styling with knee-high boots, with ballet flats, with mules, with trainers, with anything. Like, they literally go with everything, and I think this style with like the leather blazer and some boots would be so cute for the autumn, and you could also wear some biker shorts or something underneath as well for an extra bit of warmth. And then last but not least, I couldn't get through a video without including this skirt, which is another absolute favourite. The side slit skirts have come back many, many times now. I've had this on for 2 years and I still get it out the wardrobe all the time. But it's an essential when it comes to styling outfits because it's quite simple, it's very plain, it's an A-line style, and it just goes with everything. So I wear this with, honestly, every possible combination you could think of because they just are very effortless, very easy to style, and if I am really struggling for an outfit, I usually just start with something like this and then just build from there. But that's it for today's video, guys. I really hope you enjoyed seeing my autumn wardrobe staples. Let me know if there's anything I missed that you would consider a staple, and I really hope this gave you the inspiration you need to get your autumn wardrobe going and start making some outfits. I personally love putting together a rail like this every season and keeping the rail out so that when it comes to getting dressed, I can just pick and choose what I want from the rail and mix and match it with the rest of my wardrobe and create some really easy looks with as little pieces as possible, because I think ultimately we want to make the most out of our wardrobes, and it's nice when you can do that with a rail like this just stood in the corner so it's not as overwhelming. But I will leave all the links down below like I said. Don't forget to check out Vivaia because the shoes are really lovely and I highly recommend. Like I said, Matilda Jerf has brought back the ballet flats this year and I think they are definitely going to have a moment, so I highly recommend checking out the really great waterproof alternatives that are sustainable and consciously made as well. So if you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe, hit the notification bell for more from me, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys.